Alright everybody, welcome to the fifth and final match here with Jeskai Tempo. We are 3-1 going into the fifth round here, the fifth and final round. We won the die roll, and yeah, let's go ahead and play first. Now this opener is pretty land heavy, so we're going to really be relying on the Serum Visions to find us something. I'm going to go ahead and keep it though. It's, you know, we have lands, we have spells, kind of. Let's hope we can find some of our premier 3-drop threats like Geist and Spell Queller. Or maybe even Bolt or something like that to interact with our opponent early. But it all depends what our opponent is playing here. So I'm going to go ahead and fetch a basic here. Obviously in the dark, no idea what my opponent is. No need to fetch Shock unnecessarily. I'm not going to lie to you guys, I'm a little burnt out after that last Control Mirror, but let's hope this is going to be a bit more of a better game. Yeah, I kind of like all these cards, right? Let's go ahead. If they're humans, I'm going to want that Cryptic Command to be revealed as late as possible. Flood Strand, no, not like this. Please. God have mercy on my soul. Please be like, I mean, not to say that Blue Moon's a good matchup or anything, but just don't be, just don't be stuff. Alright, well, in case they are Blue Moon, let's go ahead and get another fetch land out there. Sulfur Falls. Okay, so this looks like it is some sort of blue-red deck, right? Geist, huh? I'm not going to go and run that out this turn. I think I'm going to go ahead and play this mountain out. That way I have Cryptic Command mana if necessary. If they have click here into like a Jace, that's like worst case scenario, I think, for us. Yeah, we're going to want to find a time to play this Geist, but we want to find the right time. We don't want to just jam it, get it countered, and then lose the game on the spot, basically, because we have nothing else going on for us. So let's just go ahead and take it slow. We also don't know if our opponent's on a Blood Moon variant. Well, fetching that island almost certainly feels to me like they're on the... So, this is tough, but I think we're going to go ahead and get a basic island. And what I like to do in this position is counter target spell and return one of my opponent's lands to their hand. And this way they can't like through the breach me if that's what they have. And a Jace is a Jace is a Jace, but we can kill that. We can also resolve, we can just resolve Geist. And Geist deals with Jace pretty well. They might be able to get a Brainstorm in there, but well, that's about it. Now, hopefully they're not on the Through the Breach variants. If they are, that might make this a bit more difficult than it has to be. I'm not sure if Breach plays Jace, but I have to imagine a combo blue-red deck has to play that, right? Interesting, our opponent just passes, so we'll go ahead and fetch up a Sacred Foundry here, get another white source. A Lightning Bolt, eh? Opponent is fetching. That's kind of scary. What do you have for all this mana? Opt. Okay, yeah. Out of all things that could happen, let's see, did they scry to the top or the bottom? They scried to the bottom. All right. Make sure. Give ourselves an opportunity to respond here if necessary. Snapcaster Mage. They can target Opt if they want. I think I'll go ahead and Helix here. I guess that might be incorrect. I maybe should have just used Bolt because Spell Snare is a real magic card. Hopefully we can down this Jace here. Also, hopefully we're not getting through the breach next turn. Here comes the Opt. Sure. Sure. Ah, God. Let's see, did they scry to the bottom or the top? Another Opt. So let's see, with that first Opt, they scry to the top. And now with this Opt, let me tell you guys, they scry to, drum roll please, scry to the bottom. So good for us to see. Obviously, I'm afraid, what in the world? Sacred Foundry, say what now? Kind of want to just play a Snapcaster Mage here. Is that super incorrect? Play a Snap, target Helix. Helix their face. Just get him dead. Interesting, their pause at the beginning of combat could just be a basic stop, but they might also just be sitting on a cryptic command. Interesting. The way my opponent is doing that, I think I'll say click resolves. They're targeting me, so I'll say bolt the click. See, the thing is, I don't want to Path to Exile, because if my opponent has like a verdict, I guess I could have Path to Exile, and then I just maybe kill my opponent here. Probably take the Snapcaster Mage. Yeah, maybe I'm playing a bit loose here. A bit loose. Fast and loose. Yeah, definitely a fast and loose argument to be made here. Well, Logic Knot's a great card. I wonder what kind of Jeskai deck my opponent is, though. Because they're definitely an oddball. If they have Electrolyze here, they can go ahead and... Logic Knot's a good draw here. Let's just do x equals 4. Or x... Yeah, we need to do that anyways, or else they... Yeah. Lightning Bolt? Yeah, sure. Geist is going to be really hard for my opponent to answer here, obviously. And here we're holding up double path. Could have had a lightning bolt in hand instead, but then I don't know. I'm worried that if they are Supreme Verdict deck, that giving them Path to Exile would give them a basic planes that they need. All right, opponent is digging for stuff. They haven't played a land yet this turn. Oh wow, they just concede. Sure. Let's take them away, boys. I'm not quite sure what they could be. Jeskai Breach, though. You know, the white in Jeskai Breach is just a little bit of a splash, as far as I'm aware, which could explain their multitude of basic islands, but I'm not sure. So don't quote me on that. Definitely want these 5. Can probably cut these helixes. Couple paths. The thing is, like, Helix is good to defend Geist when you're attacking, so it's not like Helix is that bad. The question is Elspeth just better in this matchup? There's an argument both ways. I think Elspeth is probably better. Have the cheap removal still in here. Electrolyze still deals with Snapcaster efficiently. Don't want to be too heavy on burn. Again, it could be a Path to Exile deck. I don't like bringing Lyra against Path to Exile decks. And also a Jace deck just bounces it. That's such negative tempo. So let's go ahead and ship it back. Let's see what we can do here. Okay. Not great. Not perfect. But it's a hand. Again, if my opponent is a Blood Moon deck, we didn't see Blood Moon game 1, but it could easily just hit us. Could easily just hit us out of nowhere. But obviously, we're just going to go ahead and go turn 1, Colonnade. If we can find a fetch land, that would be nice. Yeah, this is one of those moments where like Logic Knot's really awkward. Sacred Foundry, tapped. Okay. Hallowed Fountain tapped. So play draw here might be very important. My opponent slams like a Blood Moon here. I mean, I don't know what I could be afraid of, but yep, that's the one. That's what I was afraid of. Oh God. Well, we have bolts, and they have the second island. Jeez, Madcap Experiment. I have no idea what's going on here. That is a Platinum Empyrean. After a Blood Moon. Okay, well. You got me. Got. Against the Platinum Empyrean deck, I probably want more paths than I do bolts. Argument for Purge, maybe 1. Actually, there's probably an argument for Wear Tear over the Path to Exiles. But overall, I don't want to screw up my deck too much here. Got some answers, got some removal. Let's just go ahead and play a game of Magic here. Maybe no. So it looks like this is like Jeskai Madcap Moon. Or the Madcap Moon could have just been like a sideboard plan too. Sometimes those decks do that a lot. They could just like completely be de-sideboarding their weird package now. So God, this is definitely weird. Not gonna lie, definitely have not faced this deck before. We have a good mix of answers. 3 answers to a Platinum Empyrean plus countering the spell on the stack. Yeah, let's go ahead and play first. This is not a keep. This is a keep. So again, like turn 3 Geist might not be enough in this matchup because of Madcap plus Blood Moon. Yeah, I'm actually going to keep that fetch on top. Now I have basic plains, basic island if I need it. And I don't know if I want the second Snapcaster Mage or this second Serum Vision, so I'm going bottom here. Okay, Sacred Foundry tapped. Huh. Definitely want the Logic Knot. I don't know about the Wear and Tear, though. I'll go ahead and bottom that. Young Pyromancer, interesting. I'm going to take the opportunity to bolt that right away. Looks like our opponent has quite a solid post-board plan. So no Geist here is obviously unfortunate for us. We would have loved to just slam turn 2 Geist right there. Would have been a really good scenario for us. As it stands, we're going to go ahead and just say go. Land means we can keep up Cryptic Command here. Snapcaster Mage. Naked Snapcaster. Sure. So my opponent's shocked here. Interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and get a basic Plains. Play a Snapcaster Mage. Go to Bolt the Snapcaster with Dispel backup. Yeah, sure. If they have a Vendilion click here, so it looks like they scry to the bottom. That's always good. But if they have a Vendilion click here, that might put us in a rough spot. Snapcaster Mage. Okay. Sure, my shields are down. Yep. It's pretty good for my opponent here. Definitely don't really need... And I think we're playing defense here, so I'm happy trading my snap for theirs, but they're not happy trading their snap for mine, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and sit back here. Just play the control mirror. A lot of good cards we could draw from here. My opponent attacks, I will block. Well, that's a shame. They went bottom top with their scry for Serum Vision, so they are drawing something that they want to draw now. Could have just been a Serum Vision, sure. I think there's an argument to saving this Electrolyze for another Snapcaster Mage. Is that possible? I think it is. Don't think we want to fire this off right now. Well, path isn't great. It does mean that I might not have to counter a Madcap experiment, though, if they're even still in my opponent's deck. Blood Moon, eh? Could have 2 Blood Moons here. Do they have the Dispel? And we drew another Cryptic, so that was a win for us. The issue is, of course, now Cryptic isn't great moving forward. Because now we're stuck on 5 lands. Opponent's just zooming through their deck there. So even though it feels like we won that fight, it doesn't feel like we won that fight. We're still a bit behind here. Now I think I'm going to fire off this Electrolyze with Logic Knot backup. Try to hit my 6th land drop. Well, kind of. I guess this could be a turn where we get blown out. Island. Jace. Cry. Nope. Alright. It's a game, alright. It is a game. We both have 7 lands. We both have 5 cards in hand. Let's see who can pull it out, you know? I don't think there's any reason to crack this fetch here. Snapcaster Mage, never a bad draw. Never a bad draw. I really wonder if they're playing Through the Breach. I really wonder. I'm glad we had that bolt for that young Pyromance early on. That could have gotten out of control really quick. Alright, nothing from my opponent here. Sweet. Field of Ruin. Hope you like playing with that white mana, my friend. Here we have double Cryptic up, I believe. Yeah, we have enough blue sources for double Cryptic. Opponent's got 8 cards in their hand. They might have to go to discard here. Gonna bolt me? Click me? Yeah, I thought about that this might be a scenario that could happen. I think what I want to do here, this might seem kind of awkward, but I think I want to go ahead and play my Snapcaster Mage. Target my Electrolyze. Let the click resolve. Then go 1 here, 1 here. My opponent has a remand. It's going to feel kind of awkward, but Snapcaster Mage, sure. Remand, sure. Yeah, was that Field of Ruin a little greedy? Might have been a little greedy. And now they get to look at my hand. Probably take one of the cryptic commands, I imagine. Oh, they targeted themselves. Interesting. Interesting. Now I have my own Vendilion Click. Sure. Opponent's got 8 cards in their hand. That's a lot of cards. Cryptic command, counter target spell, draw a card. Well, this beats a remand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Spell. All right. Opponent way up on cards now. They definitely had a good trade there. Could have used that Dispel that turn. That's okay. We'll just hold up double Cryptic for a while, which they know we have. And we have where to destroy that, so I don't really want to fight over that when I have a clean answer in my hand. So this is just blue-red or Jeskai Madcap experiment, I guess. Again, I think I'm happy with that resolving. Destroy target artifact, sure. Well, I think we could have played a little bit better this game. I think we played a little bit loose. Just a tiny bit. Alright, my opponent going to discard here is great for us. I'm not doing anything. I'm catching up here on cards. Well, it's a card, I guess. My opponent have anything now that they didn't have last turn? Bolt? Yeah, fine. Chuck it. Chuck it at my face. I'm at 8. Yeah, so I'm doing this as soon as I get priority. Countering the Snapcaster Mage, I'll Dispel if my opponent has Cryptic Remand. Jeez. Let's fight. Let's fight. How many counter spells you got, my friend? Enough? Alright, a Bolt. Bolt my face. So we won that fight. Catching up on cards. If we can find an Electrolyze right about now, that would be great. That is not an Electrolyze, but it is a land, and so we're going to play it. And now we have Colonnade to block one of the elementals, path the other one, still keep up Logic Knot. Opponent didn't have Remand last turn. Honestly, they're probably just sitting on a bunch of Snapcaster Mages. If we have to trade our Colonnade for a Bolt, I think I'm happy with that. Is going to 4 life any different than staying at 5 in this matchup? Don't think so. Oh, jeez. Let's go ahead and get a Hollowed Fountain tapped. One, two, just in case. Just in case. All right. Could we be stabilizing? Maybe. We have Cryptic or Negate up right now. Opponent would have to have a pretty good grip right now to overwhelm us. Yeah, I don't even know if that's worth playing. Alright, we gotta start attacking with Colonnade here or we're not gonna win this game. So, Colonnade closing it out, hopefully. Opponent drawing stuff. Jace. I think I'll go ahead and Cryptic Command that. Wow. That just resolved? What is my opponent sitting on? Jeez. Colonnade is lethal next turn. I think I still have a Sacred Foundry in the deck, so there's actually an argument to playing this. Because I can negate plus... the gods. I actually think that's okay. My opponent can go ahead and brainstorm here. I do have negate plus colonnade next turn. Sure. Gonna have to be a pretty good brainstorm here, my friend. Gonna have to be a pretty good brainstorm. Land. Could have Cryptic Command. But we beat Cryptic Command. Oh my gosh. Whoo! Whoo! And that is a 4-1 with Jeskai Tempo, aka Jeskai Geist. Beating some pretty rough matches there at the end, but I'm glad we were able to get there. That was honestly very mentally taxing, but I'm very happy to be done with it. So thank you all so much for watching that 5th and final match, and stay tuned for the closing comments coming up in just a second. Well, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the closing comments here on our video series with Jeskai Tempo. We finished the Modern Competitive League with a 4-1 record. I don't remember exactly every deck we played against. It's kind of all been quite a rush there at the end, but I think the deck performed pretty well. So we beat Affinity round 1. We lost to Ponza round 2. We got a sketchy win against Blue-Red Thing Ascension, that deck, in match 3. Match 4 we beat Blue Eye Control, and match 5 we beat Jeskai Madcap Moon, you know? So that was quite a lot of very interactive decks, right? I mean, obviously not Ponza, not Affinity's kind of interactive, but not really. But obviously 3 blue decks in a row at the end there tends to have some very interactive games of Magic. So let's talk about the deck. What I loved was honestly the Electrolyze. I think Electrolyze as a 3-of is so nice. It smooths everything out. There's so many X1s in the format right now in the form of Dorks. Affinity has them. Snapcaster Mage just clicks. Like it's just free burn half the time. It helps kill Planeswalkers, help kill Celestial Colonnade in combination with the Lightning Helix against Blue Eye Control. I mean, it's just such a versatile card that always replaces itself and always lends to your game plan of burning your opponent out while keeping you fueled. That's why I really love Electrolyze. And obviously, it's a card that comes in and out in terms of the meta. But right now, I think it's an absolutely perfectly acceptable card to have as a 3-of. The 4 Lightning Helix are... Oh, wait, I think we're missing a couple cards here, aren't we? Yeah, hey, get back in here, Logic Knots. Yeah, the 4 Lightning Helix, 4 Bolts, 4 Path Exile plan, I think, while it didn't come up necessarily, I think it's so critical in a human's meta. If you want to play a card like Geist of Saint Traft, you really got to make sure that you are able to kill things that have already been resolved, especially with Cavern of Souls, and also the fact that you have to take a turn off to play Geist. So just being like this scenario of like, oh, counter your spell on turn 2, play Geist. Okay, now they replayed that thing that you countered or remanded or whatever, or they played something else on the next turn. Now you have to be able to clear the way again. And so it's really important that the spells that you play impact the board. And the fact that Lightning Helix is just great against the aggro decks in the format right now, you know, just is also fantastic. 4 Cryptic Commands wouldn't play any less, okay? So I've dabbled with the build with Jace and things like that, and I really don't think the deck needs Jace. The deck just needs tempo, okay? And oddly enough, even when the games went long, I felt like I was favored because Snapcaster Mage and Cryptic Command play all these versatile roles of like, they can be aggressive cards, but they can also be tempo cards, but they can also be control cards, and they can also be card advantage cards. They just combine to do everything together, and that's why I really, really love this deck, because you have a great early game, you have a great mid game, and you have a great late game, and your curve is really, really smooth. Obviously, mana can be a little tricky sometimes. We saw the game against Jeskai Madcap Moon, where they just like Blood Moon Dust on turn 3, and we had no fetches, and Logic Knot wasn't turned on because no fetches, nothing in the yard. So things could be better, things could be worse, but honestly, I think Logic Knot still has a place in this deck. And also the Field of Ruin came in kind of clutch when the games go long, right? Was able to kill man lands, potentially took our Jeskai Madcap opponent off of white, although it's hard to tell if they even really needed it. But yeah, overall, I really like this main deck. It's, you know, very smooth, plays well, is very strong, lines up well against most of what Modern is doing, but not everything. And then you have sideboard cards to kind of counteract what Modern is doing. I wouldn't mind having a Click in here in the main somewhere, but I think Click and Electrolyze fight for the same slots. And I just like having a general burn spell rather than a card that maybe deals 3 damage and maybe disrupts, or maybe blocks and maybe removes. So Electrolyze, I think, is just a much more stable main deck card, whereas Click is really nice from the sideboard. In regards to the rest of the sideboard, I really wish we would have gotten a chance to play Lyra and attack with it or block with it or something. Obviously, we played against Affinity, but it got double Galvanic Blasted. It would have been nice to see how Lyra affects Geist if that comes up often. Obviously, we just played 5 matches. It hardly came up at all, but it would be interesting to know. Stony Silence, I think, is a great one-of. It's always a great one-of for me because it's the kind of card that even if you draw it on like turn 10, you're probably grinding out the game against Affinity, and Stony Silence on turn 10 is still powerful against Affinity. So I really like having a one-of Stony Silence as it also hits Tron, Ironworks combo, and everything like that. And the rest of the sideboard is just, you know, you have really general answers, cards that come in against a lot of different decks, and that's what's important about a sideboard. You need a versatile a sideboard that can tackle many, many different matchups, and that's what I really like about Jeskai Tempo Geist right now. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Again, we just had a great finish here of 4-1 with Jeskai Geist, and I hope you enjoyed it. So let me know in the comments what you thought about the video, content, in terms of its quality, you know, my gameplay, my commentary. I'm always looking to improve, so please let me know if there's anything at all that you thought of throughout, you know, while you were watching that I could do better, or you just want to let me know, or anything like that. Any positive, you know, reinforcement. Just let me know. I would be happy to hear it. Happy to talk to you. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. But yeah, that's all I have for you for today. I hope you enjoyed that video series. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next, what deck, but it's probably going to be one of these on the left here. What is that? 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 different decks, and maybe even blue-white mid-range added in there, so 10 possible different decks. So stay tuned for that. Definitely going to be blue-based, though, for my next series, and then we'll probably go back to Mardu Pyromancer after that. Anyways, thanks all so much for watching, and I'll see you later.